This is the Andres Segovia Show.
Hey everyone, it's Andres. Welcome to another episode of the program. Today I'm going to be doing a side-by-side comparison of the unplugged phone to what someone commented on one of my YouTube posts that it looks suspiciously like a Tecno Mobile offering, in particular the device known as Spark 20 Pro. So I'm going to pull up the side by side here in a moment. And I just want to preface some of this by saying that if you checked out my interview with the CEO of Unplugged, Ryan Patterson, in that interview, because I did ask, there were some things that I saw about the phone that this looks more original than actually buying off from some other offering and repackaging it with your own brand. And he told me that it was something that they designed, that they've been working on it for quite some time. Now, there does exist something that looks just like this, and that's a Tecno Spark 20 Pro. So, shout out to username Ray Walker 4656, I think that is, on YouTube. You brought this to my attention. Thank you very much. So, I want to do a side by side here and compare because I did look into this. But I'm letting you know because it's information. So I want you to understand that I am noticing your comments wherever you're posting. It's across social medias or the video platforms, not just YouTube, not just Rumble. I am reading posts about this because there's a lot of curiosity about this. And as I'm working on my review, I'm trying to factor in as many things as I can into the review. And that's kind of made this review coming up a bit of a tall order because of how I'm going to address it. So I'm going to be dropping some of the specs here because there's some changes that Unplugged did to their website. They added more specs. There's some stuff that's not listed there that I do have because they sent me their entire spec sheet. I'm not going to put up on the screen for you. I might be able to do that for the review. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe so you don't miss out when that video drops. But here with Techno Mobile is an original equipment manufacturer. As far as I've been able to investigate into this company, they don't technically sell as a third party OEM and then have someone else slap their marketing label or production label on it and then sell it as their device. So TCL comes to mind. Some companies do buy their products and put their own label on it, but TCL in recent years has tried to be their own brand and to some extent have succeeded, I'd say, in the television space. But I haven't seen them do much of anything with the beyond concept devices for smartphones at CES and all that. All right, so let me quickly show you the similarities between these two. So there are some features that look very similar to one another here that I wanted to highlight. So let me just pull this up here on Unplugged and now here on Tecno Mobile. So 108 megapixel ultra sensing camera. Yes, that is a camera that the Unplugged device also has. It has a 3 camera setup like the iPhone. So does this device over here. In fact, the Techno Spark looks carbon copy of an iPhone more so than the Unplugged phone does. It did even offer these dynamic ports, in other words, the dynamic eye lens, depending on which model you're getting over at Techno's mobile. So that's not something that's unplugged. But some of the 3 items that stand out the most as to that these two phones share in common would be the dual speakers, the rear camera, the main one being 108 megapixels, and the 32 megapixel selfie shooter. Everything else here that they highlight is not the same as unplugged. And I'm going to pull up the specs here that are publicly available for both. But let me just scroll down over to the design side. And while this looks very similar to Unplugged's offering, where you have the back with a we call it a stovetop, 3 camera array back here, just like this one, and also the hole punch in the front, just like this one does on the Unplugged device. The difference is that Techno, the Spark brand at least, you can get it as a hole punch and a teardrop, dynamic port as they call it. So there's different options to what you can get here. But with respects to this device possibly being an unplugged phone, the similarities kind of end there. Where here on the left side, you have the SIM tray. All the buttons are to the right of this device. I don't know if they have another angle here that I can show you. They blocked it right there. Okay, they kind of show it here. So all the buttons are to the right of the device. So the volume rockers and the power button is on the right side of the phone. In the case of the unplugged phone, let's see if we get some other angles here. Not really. Well, here we go. This one shows you that they're on the left side of the device because, yes, the volume rockers and the power button on the unplugged phone are on the right side. But on the left side, you actually have extra features or functions. You have the instant kill switch, and right below it is a privacy action key. So soon as you click it, I don't know, you can remap it, but you can, if you click it, it'll pull up a firewall. So then you can get quick access to your privacy settings. So that's something that this device doesn't have. Secondly, what it doesn't have, or at least aesthetically different, would be where the SIM tray is. Whereas on this device here, has it here on the left hand side, here at the top. This one has it all the way at the bottom. I don't think we have a bottom picture here, but you will see it when I cover it on my review. So it's at the bottom, not here. So let me pull up the specs of this device, or that's where all similarities really end. Where yes, they both offer running on Android 13. They both have a MediaTek chip that's not listed here on the unplugged technical specs, but I can tell you that it's a MediaTek Density 1200 chip. This is not. This is a MediaTek G99. This is more of a mid-ranger chipset for emerging and developing markets. In the case of Tecno Mobile, they're very proud to be probably the number one in Africa. They're taking over that market, at least they have. So another thing that's different here is their network support. 2G, 3G, 4G. The unplugged phone offers 2G, 3G, 4G, and 5G. This device also has the capability of working on Verizon. It just hasn't, as of going to press, has not been officially provisioned by Verizon, but AT&T and T-Mobile do support this device, and that is confirmed. So everything else in terms of specs just they start going very different directions here. Where you have the display, they both have a full HD plus display, but the shapes are very different. This display over here is a 120 hertz display on the Tecno Spark 20 Pro. It's a 6.78-inch display, whereas the unplugged phone is a 6.67-inch AMOLED display. So it is technically a hair shorter, and even I don't think it's listed here, but I can tell you that the refresh rate on this screen is 90 hertz. The screen the resolution is 1080 by 2400, whereas over here is 1080 by 2460. So there are differences here in even the screens. When it comes to the cameras, that's where it looks a lot similar. We have the front-facing cameras on both of them are 32 megapixel front-facing cameras. The rear cameras 108 megapixels, 8 megapixel wide shot, and 5 megapixel macro. This one has a 2 megapixel macro. And I must ask, because over here, even though it has a three, it looks like a three camera setup. One of them is probably just for show, because they don't list a third camera here for the back. They only list two cameras for the back. So I don't see a wide angle camera on the Tecno mobile device. And then we talked about connectivity. When it comes to the battery, the Tecno Mobile does have a bigger battery. This one has 500 milliamps hours. This one is 400. There it is, 4,300 milliamp. And they both do wireless charging. In the case of Unplugged, I believe it's a 15-watt wireless charging, but fast charging they both do 33 watts. So yeah, that's pretty much it there. Everything else I'll highlight in the review when I get to it. You could see these devices are entirely different. And to return to Ray Walker 4656 comment, he also suspected that's probably built in the Philippines because of its similarity to the Tecno mobile devices. No, Unplugged is built in Indonesia. So that's a lot of deviations there, a lot of similarities. And I am reaching out to Unplugged for comment on this, because still it's something of a question here. It looks just like it. And in my case, based on a lot of things that I've seen, I'm willing to give the benefit of the doubt to Unplugged. For publishing, I received this statement from Unplugged CEO Ryan Patterson. Our device is in no way based on the Tecno 20 Pro. The device and its specifications were designed by Unplugged and is manufactured specifically and exclusively for Unplugged. There might be certain similarities in the external appearance since both phones have the popular candy bar shape and perhaps share several components. Anyway, that's where I'm going to leave this one. Thank you so very much for tuning in to this episode of the Andres Segovia Show. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to stay in the know. Follow me across the socials at the Andres Segovia on X, formerly known as Twitter, _ Andres Segovia. And make sure you hit the notification bell on the video platform so you don't miss out when my review of this device drops. And that's it. I'll see you on the next one.